Hear me?
Hey, yo, what's good, man? How you
What's going
feeling?
on, man? Welcome to the show. How's everything going?
Hey, better every day, man. Out here, just about to hit this digital sunset right after this.
Oh, yeah,
Gotta have that digital sunset, man. Put your screens down, y'all.
exactly. Yeah. We'll get into that, but welcome to the show. Hakeem McFarlane joins me here from Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mag Max. Choose Yourself. His book is available on all platforms now. He's gonna do something special with it as well in New York City. I was hearing about from the management, so we're gonna get into that. But congratulations on the release of the new book. How are you feeling? How's the reception been so far? I saw the ratings. It's positive.
Yeah, ratings are good, man. If you're ready to do the work on yourself, I wrote my story to help people embrace theirs. All the feedback has been, super validating. The stories have been inspirational. So people changing parenting styles, people changing relationships, people changing their vision just by identifying the power within. And that's why I wrote it.
And it relates to a lot of the people, especially during these times, because now when you go through social media, you mentioned the screens, everyone's trying to compare themselves to other people, trying to follow their way of lives, and they're lost within themselves. And the point that's so hard is when are they gonna find their true selves and take accountability? That's something that you believe in and grow your mind. There's a lot of messages here that are deep. So why don't we take things from the beginning? Because Minneapolis. Are you a Viking fan, by the way? Because I know you're an
Yeah, man.
athlete.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Born and
okay.
raised. Born and raised, man. Vikings and Lakers, so I can wear the same shoes for 2 seasons.
Oh, that's fire. Yeah, so you got I saw is that the LeBron poster in the
Yeah,
corner
yep.
too? Yeah,
That's
I saw
LeBron
that
over
real
there. Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Lakers are from Minneapolis, so some of my
Exactly.
uncles, yeah. But I'm a Shaq fan. That's when I started being a fan of basketball, so I just jumped on the Lakers. But
Okay.
for sure,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, in the playoffs, so hopefully they get past the Timberwolves. Like game one was rough.
Yeah, they play tonight, but man, that's past my bedtime. It's
Yeah.
10 p.m. in New York. I'm up at 4, so that's the end of it for me.
So you're from Minneapolis originally, eh, going to school, getting into the D1. You had a full ride originally. So when did things start to really get tripped up? Was it when your brother passed away? Was that when things really escalator kind of started to go for you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I was the only child, so it was me and mom's. Mom's was working a lot. My dad was living the rock star lifestyle, chasing his dream as a musician with ipso facto. And my little brother was born with short gut syndrome and leukemia, first person ever with both. So nobody had a solution or, a testimonial or a result from the past that they could just be like, oh, we know what to do with this. And so nobody knew. So over that 6 years, when I was 10 to 16, it was a lot of growing to do on my own as my mom, put most of her attention on him, which, I didn't want her to be anywhere else. I'd rather her be with him because I was fine. I was healthy. I had sports. So I was raised by friends, family, coaches, and being mixed kind of in the suburbs with two black for the corporate white people, two white for the hood, So it's kind of this in between phase, which I know a lot of us go through. We're trying to find our people. We probably usually stand out, and the most successful people stand out the most. So, I got the gratitude of my attitude for that. But when I was 16, you know, got a phone call from my mom, like, yeah, your brother's gonna pass. And went to the hospital. I pulled the plug. I was the last one to speak to him. And then I got into a van with my basketball team in summer league and went and played sports. And my mantra was, I'm fine. I talk about this in the book. I was fine. I'm fine. As long as I could play sports, I can act like I'm fine. So as long as I was productive on the field, I didn't have to face the emotions, the trauma, the resentment against the white coats and the people who's supposed to have authority. But the thing about when you run from trauma and grief, that shit shows up in every facet of your life, and you won't be aware of it. So I'm running from pain, anger, grief, and so I perfected the art of running. Whenever conflict came, whenever adversity came, I would run. So I quit. I quit varsity. I already had a full ride, so I was like, man, I don't need basketball. Quit basketball my senior year. Quit track. Went to NDSU. Didn't like it. Quit. Went D2 on another full ride, partial scholarship. First play, first game, ACL. So that was my first college play. So now I had the ACL. A month later, got into a fight. First degree assault, 20 years probation. Dropped out, got kicked out, dropped out for 2 years, messed around in the streets, had 4 more knee surgeries. So that was my dark days. I didn't know what I was doing, what I wanted to do. But really, all this is from me running from the pain. So process your emotions, man. I'm not saying freaking be playing the victim. Don't be complaining and blaming and sitting and being depressed, but find a way to process them, identify them, and focus on the growth. What's the good that came from it? And that's what the choose yourself process does. But eventually, I got sick of dealing with my own shit in the streets, and I went back to school. I went D3, graduated, All American, and then the felony I had at probation didn't allow me to travel for sports. So with that combined with my broken ankle after college, that's when the sports was gone. And the sports, that was my damn armor to stop dealing with the past grief of my brother. And so once that was gone, I had to deal with that shit. So I went into another dark place, which was even darker in the first place, because I ain't had no sports to look forward to. And then, pulling myself out of that was when I came to realize the choose yourself process. And in that process from 2017 until now, everything that I've done to get myself from that addiction, the victim's mentality, the anger, I've developed into methods, strategies, exercises, and exercise that I've now put into the book. So, I think we all go through a breaking point, go into a dark place where we play the victim, and then at one point we realize ain't nobody coming for your ass. Not your mama, not your ex, not your God, not the stars. Ain't nobody coming until you save yourself and you align with the opportunities. And so that's the trigger point, man. And so then everything that follows that is really the part that seems lonely and uncomfortable, and you got to embrace the change. But you know, it's only one caterpillar per cocoon, man. So if you want to be a butterfly, you got to embrace that solitude for sure.
You do. And speaking, because it was crazy learning about the story, 20 years probation. You had to do the full 20 too?
Man, they let me off 9 years early. So
Okay.
yeah, I did from when I was 19 until I was 30. 2018, when I was 28, I partnered with my uncle and started selling liquor. After I went 18 months sober and just really went into personal development, I started selling liquor and going reading all these books on sales and conversations and really focusing on my craft and reflecting on the day and just putting the systems in place that we do for personal development. Also works in business and spiritual and relationships. Like once you get the systems, you can do it with anything. Once you get the systems down. And once we crushed it, I was supposed to move to New York. My uncle's like, "Hey man, you did good. You're moving to New York City." I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Oh damn, I'm on probation. I can't leave. I'm like, actually, George Floyd just died. Kanye and Kim is letting people out early. They're releasing people off of drug charges. The prisons are overpopulated. There's starting to become awareness on this inequality in the system. People's cases are getting revisited, and I'm like, let me just write a letter. Wrote a letter, man. She dropped the felony and released me off all probation. I moved 10 days later with two suitcases and a duffel bag to New York.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was God right there, man. But I wasn't listening to nobody. So I needed that. I needed that jail time, did 8 months twice. I needed that treatment for a year straight. I needed that sobriety because, ooh, boy, I'd be dead. For real.
It's crazy just learning about your story and did because we're gonna get even deeper into it, but was there a point to where you went and maybe went to a therapist? Did you seek therapy at all for all the traumas and just the pain that you were running away from?
I was forced into it. The first 8 months I did, I numbed it with all the substances that was, floating around and shit. So you just, man, I don't belong in here. This is bullshit, all that. And then got out first 8 months, 30 days later, blew a .26, fell asleep at the wheel. Went right back in for 8 more months. The CEOs was like, Barn, we didn't expect you to come back in. I'm like, I know, man. Me either. Y'all ain't gotta say that shit. Damn, what you doing? Search my ass and let me go to my cell. So went back in, but the second time I had to go to treatment and I had to be sober the whole time because I was in treatment. So you had to drop UAs. So then when I this is the really pivotal point of when I was forced into my choosing myself. Because when I first went in there, somebody OD'd. So like 2 hours later, whole jail cell locked down. Whole jailhouse locked down. Nobody could leave their cell. No water. I didn't have a pen pad, no commissary. I didn't have a book, just me, my thoughts, and my roll up. I just got in there, not knowing how long we was gonna be in there. First day, withdrawals. Bad. Horrible. Second day was blaming, complaining. Third day, I'm like trying to gang bang with people on the block, like, yeah, fuck y'all, let me out on the block. I'm like, he's from the suburbs. Shut your ass up. But I was so pissed, I didn't know what to do. Fourth day, I'm like, damn, I got myself in here. I got to get myself out. So every 15 minutes, I did 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups, and that was my realization how fitness makes you be present. Putting yourself in discomfort makes you be present because you couldn't yell, couldn't scream, you couldn't complain. You had to think about catching your breath. You had to think about doing the next push-up because I'm tired. So that's how I know. And I tell people, put yourself in the discomfort to bring yourself to the moment, and then you'll be able to control your mindset when the uncontrollables put you in discomfort. But you got to practice it. Cold shower, fasting, sprinting, lifting heavy weights, meditating, all those things put you in an uncomfortable state. But Yeah, I had to go to therapy. The first 2 months I was against it, and then after that I opened up, and that was a big part, man. So definitely go talk to people. After that, it was cool, man. Me and the therapist is cool. Find somebody that understands you though. I got lucky, and mine was cool. I hear about these therapists that be talking shit. My
Oh yeah,
mom be talking,
I
yeah,
had one that pretty much just sucked, and then I found one that worked. Yeah, some of them could be really judgmental, and
right.
you really think about how they get their license for this. You have to find someone that works with you and know can
Hmm.
vibe with you and understands you.
Yeah, for sure. I was blessed to have him first off the top, man. He was cool.
Wow.
He was patient. So yeah, it's all God, man, putting these things in motion, really getting me to the deepest pit of my awareness and my ego and crack that motherfucker, and then shit pull me out, brand new person, into like, what am I gonna do? And I realized that sales and conversation was something I love to do. And
Mhm.
that's was the start of it, man. Started content. That was the start of, podcasts and wanting to be a motivational speaker and write books and all that. So
Oh, congratulations on that. That's big. And speaking with the sales and everything, this kind of started up with your uncle with the liquor company because you got your own It was a Revel 88, Revel
yep.
Spirits.
Yeah. Revel Spirits, man. My uncle did that, man. He 2009. Well, he met some farmers in Morelos. So tequila is steamed agave from Jalisco. Mezcal is now new to America, but it's been around for a while. Smoked from Oaxaca, and then some farmers from Morelos, which is not claimed by either category, were steaming and smoking. And they met my uncle. My uncle made a company to invest into their process. Now we bring up brands from those farmers and we tell people their story, the purity, tell them about the volcano that fertilizes the soil. And in a perfect time where tequila's getting saturated, mezcal might be too smoky. So we're like that middle ground. And that's what I had to go out and tell people. And I loved it, man. I loved it being a part of the family, direct with the farmers. I've always been an underdog on every team I played with, so it was that got to scratch that itch of being the underdog in a new category. So yeah, we're doing it now, man. We got some cans coming out. Revel will be sponsoring the book launch in Minnesota. Probably everyone I do. So if you come to a book launch, you could try it.
Oh, that's fire. Now, are you guys looking to get product placement even with, is there athletes that you're looking at? Maybe like a Justin Jefferson, someone on the Vikings, any musicians, or things that you're looking to get the brand awareness more out there as well?
Yeah, man. That's really my uncle's decision. He's a CEO and founder. I'm an investor and partner. But he gets to make that decision with the brand. That celebrity shit I think is for the birds, and it don't last. It's not sustainable because their focus is their brand, right? Unless the
Mm,
celebrity is dedicated to the farmers or has some type of connect, which I'm not speaking for all celebrities, but a lot of brands will go and grab from a warehouse like 100,000 agave. Here's my shitty tequila. Get a celebrity, slap a label on it. Boom, it blows up for a couple years, and it kind of dissipates. We're creating a category, so
mm.
to put a celebrity's name on a category, one would have to be selective, and they'd have to actually be invested like with their with their entire brand, personal and business. And so we do have Justin Hartley, who's an actor, who's part
Okay.
owner, and then Babyface, my uncle from the music industry. He worked with Blondie, Cyndi Lauper, Sting as a tour manager, so he knows a lot of people. But Babyface and Justin Hartley are investors into Revel Spirits. But I don't know if that celebrity is going to be the move for long, man. These millennials are starting to appreciate the authenticity and the ground level, but some people are after the brand too. I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still so you know how it is now. It's kind of like a split dynamic. I wanted to bring this up too because you see like all the things happening with athletes and Aaron Rodgers. It was kind of funny, just the how identical it was when he first got to the Jets. He tears his Achilles right there, first
Yeah,
drive. You tore your ACL there, first game when you were
yeah.
in college there. What are your thoughts on just because now a lot of players are turning to it, the whole ayahuasca journey that Aaron Rodgers has been sending athletes on, that it's, good for the
Yeah.
mental and spiritual and all this stuff. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. Hey, I think everybody should try natural healing before you go to the damn medication and
Yeah.
prescription. So go get you some psilocybin. Go professionally. Like they
Mhm.
got they got MDMA, DMT, they got LSD, they got psilocybin, they got mushrooms, they got THC, they got CBD. All these things come from the earth. Well, they should. I don't know. I don't know who's making them. I don't know who's making them, but I think MDMA and DMT are made in the lab actually, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So try the damn the ayahuasca, the dang shrooms, the damn marijuana, CBD, whatever form, whatever type of treatment. They got coaches that help guide you through. You talk to them twice a day and shit. And I've heard tremendous things from those. So the first time I took some shrooms, I took too many and I started recycling. I still do it to this day from that one because I was like, I'm part of the planet. I'm part of the stars. I need to take care of the damn planet. What am I doing? Not recycling. And so now I recycle. So it helped me recycle. That was it. But I don't know if I would do it. I have to look it more into it. I've never really been intrigued by it. I watched his documentary that did kind of intrigue me, but eventually, we're doing a retreat in Costa Rica, which is where people think that we doing it. We ain't doing all that. We just we just we ain't doing all that bad. We might have some drinks one night. One day is my birthday. It's October 17th. So if you're trying to go on that, tap in. We're gonna transport your body, transform your life, break free of all the environmental triggers, and just experience a new environment with new people. So, typically a lot of our difficulty from breaking free is because we wake up in the same house and all of a sudden it's like my routine sets in first before you're like, okay, I actually want to change this today. I don't want to hit the snooze. But you're already in the same bed with the same light, with the same and the same routine to the bathroom. But if you wake up in a new environment and you present a new image to people, they're not going to judge you because we don't know you. You can be that new version right now, right here, and then really raise your frequency. Go through the workshops to release trauma, release your guilt and shame, which is one of the workshops that my co-host AF is doing, and then the other one is to put the systems in place and the time management, the routines. So we have the masculine and the feminine. You take that experience over 4 days, have conversations about your dream life, your new life, and you really embrace that new being. Like you live as if you are the person who has everything that you want, and then you bring that experience back home. And now with integration following and your systems that you follow, you'll be able to identify things that don't align with that dream life because you technically experienced it, because the mind doesn't know the difference between visualization, dreaming, conscious, subconscious. It's just what you decide to believe in. We're not our thoughts. We're the one that thinks that sees us think our thoughts. We're not our feelings. We're the ones that feel our feelings. We're not even our body. So it's that conscious behind all of our sensory inputs that we're trying to trick into feeling that. And some people need drugs to do that because of all the blockages. Some people need a new experience. Some people need a near death from their doctor to make a change. Some people need to have a baby to make a change. Like there's a lot of things that can change that instant where it's like, all right, fine, I've experienced enough. I'm gonna make the change right now. I quit smoking. I quit gambling. I'm now gonna start waking up early. Like there's a lot of things. So if that's what you got to do, man, take your ass up in the mountains. God dang, do it. But watch out for them bears, cause they up there. Shit.
Oh, they are. What would you say to people that they really don't think, they just do, they act on it, whether it's changing up something, quitting a job, forcing themselves into a relationship, just they don't really think on it, they kind of just do. They're feeling pressures from whatever, social media, people telling them that really don't have their best interest. What are your thoughts on just why people don't really live the life they deserve and want to? Why do they put themselves in situations that aren't really truly themselves?
Yeah, I think, fear,
Mhm.
fear of detachment of the things that are comfortable for you. Also, it takes a degree of understanding and a lot of strength to be able to go through that transition between old relationships, old thoughts, old habits, old people, because it's going to take you about a month, man, before them cigarette cravings go away, before the snooze cravings go away, before the craving goes away to stop having sex with that girl, before the cravings go away to stop going to gambling on FanDuel, before the cravings go away. And it's lonely in that transition. That's why community is so important. Could you have somebody keep you accountable? You got a coach. Do you have a group chat? Do you have a friend that you're trying to do a challenge with? We got the CYC, the Choose Yourself community every week. We come in there and make claims and follow up the next week. And just making those claims, we care a lot more about what other people think of us, which is why it's hard for people to change, because they don't want to offend other people or they don't want to detach from other people. But we can still use that same perception and that same understanding of caring about other people by making a claim to others. Now you have to do what you said. But if you only tell yourself and the excuse pops up, and you can pick the excuse and no one's going to punish you because you kept it in your head. So the same reason you're like, I don't want to change. I don't want to piss that person off. I don't want to change because I don't want to detach and then I got to be alone. I don't want to change because then I got to find out I got to shop in a new aisle. Then I have to cook. Then I have to fucking take a what? Now it's going to take forever for me to cook. Then I have to clean. God dang. Well, listen, you can take convenience, comfort, and drift your ass through life, or you can embrace the journey, expand your comfort zone, grow your mind, and choose with intention. Because once you get that routine, of breaking free, then trying new things becomes easy. I'm addicted to it. You get dopamine from that. Trying new things. I be out in the city slanging liquor. I go to the top bar. If I see a bar freaking ranked 5 star, I'm going in there. Ain't no, hey, what's up, man? I got new. I'm not changing. Hey, I'm not changing my look. I'm not changing how I am. I'm just going in there. I'm gonna be myself. And yeah, there's some whatever they call anxiety, nerves. We all get it, but how long does it last? And once you are able to push through, you increase your emotional awareness and you increase your ability to take risks because you realize it's not that bad once you do it. It just sucks at first, just like trying anything new, learn a new language, a new city, a new job, freaking a new girlfriend. Well, it might not suck. It might suck after. Actually, that probably sucks later. But, trying something new. But that's the importance of trying new things. You learn about yourself.
You do,
So,
and it's big on you have to practice what you preach. Because a lot of people they go on social media, they're all the positive journey, all kindness, love, and all this crap, and then they're lying, off the
yeah.
screen. They're putting on a whole act, and they're not living in their true self. That's not accountability. You're two
Nah,
faced.
you can't do that, man. Hey, if you're developing a character instead of your character, you'll never be happy. Because now
Exactly.
you done edited your whole picture. You done said all kinds of shit. Now you can't even be yourself in person because you already put up a facade. Now you're stressing. Now you got anxiety, social anxiety. Now you don't like how you look because you changed your nose. Now you don't want to go in public because you know you don't like your nose. And now we know you don't like your nose because you changed your nose online. You just highlighting your insecurities. You done shrunk your waist. You done got a big booty. Now you show up. You got pancake booty. Now we know you're deceptive. We know you don't like you. And we know that you're deceptive, you're a liar. And that's the first image we get. So now you don't even want to go around people. You just want to get all the praise online. That ain't the same. That ain't the same. You ain't gonna get the same praise offline. Me, I take pride in showing up and letting people feel my energy when I pull up, man. I wake up early, but I also embrace the balance. And I think that's the
Mhm.
relatability. I like to drink. I just did 30 days, no sugar, liquor, weed, porn, nicotine, caffeine, no processed foods, no gluten, and fasted for 24 hours once a week. No hedonic vices, no instant gratification. But this weekend, I'm getting lit. So, break free, embrace your independence, then find your balance. But you
Mhm.
can't find your balance in sweets if you got diabetes. You can't find your balance in fucking Popeyes if you're 350 pounds. You can't find your balance in gambling if you're broke. Find out what your capacity is, break free, and then budget your time, energy, resources into celebration with people that you care about that makes it worth it. Don't just be snorting lines in your crib at 6 p.m. What you doing? Damn. Damn. What you doing? Get
uh,
some friends or something. Shit.
it's true. You gotta take accountability, and it's sad. There's a lot of people, and you mentioned in the word happiness. When would you say that you became happy? And what's your definition of happiness? Because I think there's a lot of people out there that are lost, even in their 20s or late 20s, 30s, 40s. When
Mm-hmm.
did you truly find happiness, and what's your definition of it?
So, man, like I think when I was able to, once I figured out what I wanted to do, what I knew I wanted to do, once I had a plan in place, like I want to wake up, I want to go to sleep early, I want to wake up early. Now we talk about being, deceitful, right? This is what happened with me. When I partnered with my uncle, I was going to sleep at, before that, I was going to sleep at, freaking late, waking up in the afternoon. So when I got out for the second time, I did 18 months, did personal development. Then I started bartending again. And I would bartend till 2, 3. And then on the weekends, I go out, wake up at freaking 2 p.m. So I had to start waking up earlier at 9 a.m. And so when I was in my bed, I'd be hitting the snooze. Now I say now, don't snooze yourself, choose yourself. I say it now, but it took me about a year to get up at that time without having to take a nap, without having to snooze, without freaking taking a nap, nodding off at the wheel and shit. I'm like, some of y'all can't even wake up an hour earlier, let alone 6, 7 hours earlier. So I started playing motivational content, David Goggins, Andrew Tate, Denzel Washington, Will Smith, where they trigger manhood out of you in the music. I mean, in the YouTube videos, and I would play it on my pillow. And after about a month or two of that, where I'd be like, my alarm would go off, I press play, I'd be sleeping there. It's like, you gonna be a fucking bitch? Does your fucking family got everything they want? I'm like, oh shit, no, damn, I'm getting up, right? So I'm like, in that realization, I'm like, how the hell does somebody's video of somebody who's probably not even worried about that video trigger me to get up? I'm like, I want to be that for people. So I've
Mm.
been doing content since Vine, but then I started doing motivational content. But at that time I was a weekend warrior. So I was out Friday, Thursday to Sunday, and then I would work Monday to Thursday. Typical American living for the weekend. But I was in the liquor industry. So I was justifying it like, oh, I have to go out and be drinking my accounts and that. No, you don't. No, you don't. I know now. But I would be saying stuff online that I wasn't quite doing yet offline. But over weeks and time, my integrity kicked in and my authenticity kicked in. And now I do it every time. Now, if I want to try doing something new, I say it online and I do it immediately. But now it's more emotional awareness. It's deeper than just get up, don't hit the snooze. Like I say that now, but I hit the snooze. I cold shower every day. I skip the snooze. I exercise every day. I do cardio. I do stretching. These are things that I added over time by doing it online. I say you better stretch. I'm like, damn, I need to stretch. But hey, y'all better start lifting heavy weights. So there is a integrity loop that I talk about in my book too that you can use online as accountability because like we were saying, we care more about what other people think. And for me, I couldn't be the dude who showed up overweight talking about get your ass up, go to the gym. So now I put myself in accountability, and that's why I created the CYC as the phone screen for other people who don't have the you know desire to go online, and that's where that came from. But when I started doing the content, it was a transition, man.
Mhm.
It was a transition into it. So that that shit that shit was crazy how the transformation came over, and I didn't even notice it was coming until I looked back. I'm like, damn, I'm getting up at 5 a.m. every every time I get up a little earlier. I'm like, damn, that's awesome, man. So find somewhere to make a claim, y'all.
That's important.
For
Got to
real.
get up early. Early bird gets the worm. I really do believe that your schedule does change when you get a lot done when you get up earlier. It's
Hmm.
that's why it's so important. I did want to touch on this too because with the book and everything that you got going on with the principles, why don't we start to really break these principles down? I kind of want you to go through them because the five core principles so that the audience can relate to it. Now you don't have to tell us everything. I mean, we'll be here all day, but
Yeah.
a little sneak preview to the book. Give us a little taste here with these five principles that people should live by.
The pillars of growth.
Mhm.
Yeah, the five pillars of growth, man. Well, it's kind of goes back into the uh the choose yourself process. So you got environment evaluation, where you have to evaluate your environment and consume mindfully. So I'll start with the whole choose yourself process. So you
Mhm.
got life, then you get your breaking point. Your breaking point can be a thought, right? You can think it and go into a dark place. Really, our dark places are all in the mind. All in
True.
the mind. You got freaking Nelson Mandela was a slave for 20 years and said he was happy the whole time. So it's all in the mind. What is happiness? We talked about that. Happiness is being grateful for what you got right now. It's a focus. It's not a destination. We can all be happy right now. So you get to that breaking point, you hit your dark place. Then you have your trigger point, the turning point, which can be health, your doctor saying, stop doing that, you're going to die. It could be new life, a new person in your life, or a baby, or a son, child, adoption, a kid, a plant, a garden, or something where you have to finally step up and take care of it. It can be inspiration, which is why I do my content, my morning videos. I do the trigger your ass. Be like, damn, he was talking to me. Shit, let me tap in and see what resources he has. Or let me go on this bottomless pit of the internet and see what resources are out there. You ain't got to come to me, but you do got to choose yourself for us all to be collectively growing and generating internal peace to contribute to world peace. And that's the goal of it, man, is create peace amongst each other by starting with peace within. All this discrimination, all this suppression, all this hate, it comes from inside. So we have to change what's inside to change what's going on outside. And that's the whole point of it. So you got the health, you got new life, you got inspiration, and then you have health, new life, inspiration. or you can read like a book or something. You just have an epiphany, download. Sometimes you have a freaking dream or a spiritual kind of experience, or you read a book, or you have you see a reel, or you see a new saying or a new statistic where it says, "Oh, people that are exactly who you are be dying nowadays," and you're like, "I don't want to be that." So you get to that turning point, and then the next one is to evaluate your environment. Where is my energy going? This is something you can do. You can just sit your ass down and write down, where's my energy going? Who did I text today? Who did I call today? What TV shows did I watch? Who am I following on my feed? What groups am I in? Am I gambling too much? Am I watching too much porn? Am I playing too many video games? Like, we think about, where's our time and energy going? You can evaluate that on a notebook and just reflect on the day. And you evaluate your environment. And then the next one is when you start to prioritize the time before and after your sleep. And this is the important part, that it's called the foundation. You got turning point, environment evaluation, and you set the foundation. Foundation is what I help people do in the CYC and one-on-one coaching, is prioritize the time before and after your sleep, without people, without screens, without toxins. About the digital sunset earlier. You need to get a curfew or kick out time. I call it kick out time because I be in the house, but shorty, you got to leave. I have a kick out time. And this is known before we have a date. 8 o'clock, you getting out. I don't care if I'm mid stroke, you getting out. I have shit to do. My choices and my intention is more important than what the hell we got going on. And that is what it should be, are in that transitional, especially if you're in the beginning. You got to be super strict in the beginning. Now, flexibility is key to structure. And I'll talk about mini foundation and full foundation as well, because I can have a foundation that's 7 hours, I have one that's 12, and I have a foundation that's everything in between that includes sleep. So this is developed over time, but you can have a mini one that could be 10 minutes, and you can have a full one that can be 90 minutes, but you need to check the box, keep fanning the flame. So you got your digital sunset, or you got your kick out time or curfew time, say 8 o'clock. Say you want to be sleep by 9:30. You got your digital sunset, kick out time, 8 o'clock. Then you got 30 minutes on your screens. Whatever you want to do, wrap it up your business, reply to DMs, scroll for a little bit, call, text, do what you got to do, wrap up your screens. Digital sunset, 8:30. Now from 8:30 to 9, this is your time to separate your emotions and stress of the day and ease your way into sleep. So this has to be a buffer between yesterday and tomorrow. Your tomorrow starts when you go to sleep, because your sleep is going to impact tomorrow. It doesn't start when you wake up. So your tomorrow, your morning routine, your intention, your mindful consumption starts right at that digital sunset, is when you really lock in. So what you're going to do, you can take a warm bath, breath work, read, meditate, stretch, sit in silence, clean your house, paint, do something that's not on screens, something to calm down your nervous system, get your circadian in order, release the melatonin, turn the lights down. We're segueing into sleep. Then you get in bed and you read. Get your lamp and read from a book, not from a Kindle, not from anything else. I know they talk about those are good. Just get a book. It's old school, man. Get a damn book. Right now, I'm reading Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Love that book. Highly recommend. About to read it after this. Then you go to sleep, hopefully within 30 minutes. Now you're asleep. That's a 90-minute go to sleep routine. If you're a parent, go to sleep with your kids. Your alone time is an hour before them in the morning. I only know this because I have a bunch of teachers, parents, coaches, counselors in my CYC. We meet every week, and they said that has changed their life to go to sleep with their kids. Maybe not in the bed, but when they go to sleep, you go to sleep. Instead of staying up, whine, now I'm up till 12, now I can't. See, now you're complaining all day. And then in the morning, you got your alarm time to go off. Do not hit the snooze. Get work to where you don't have to hit the snooze, because the snooze is justifying comfort, emotions, and the quitting mind, the subconscious mind. And comfort, emotions, and the quitting mind is what got us overweight, broke, depressed, and anxious, because it's the same voice that tries to conserve energy, keep you comfortable, and keep you safe. So it doesn't want you to have to cook and then clean. That takes too long. It wants you to grab that fried egg sandwich. It's the same voice that tells you to wake up, check your phone, and connect to the outside world, because you don't want to be sitting with yourself because you don't like what's going on inside. It's the same phone that tells you stop brushing your teeth. And when you're supposed to brush it for 4 minutes or 2 minutes, and you brush it for 12 seconds because you're tired. It's that voice. It's the same voice that got you freaking out on your boss in that traffic because you think you can control the external world. The same voice that got you spending outside your budget, eating BS over lunch, sacrificing your lunchtime to get back to work so you can spend your time on getting money. Our whole life we sacrifice our health and time to get the money, just to grow up and spend our money and time back on our health. It goes health, time, money in that order. Because you need health and time to make money. And with money, if all you got is money, you're gonna be trying to spend it on your health. So make sure you skip the snooze and set the momentum, set the standard for the day. Don't go to your phone or your screens. I go straight to the cold shower in the dark. I turn the cold shower on and I brush my teeth for 4 minutes in the dark. And I just pay attention to my toothbrush on my teeth. Any thoughts that penetrate my mind, it's a form of meditation, active meditation. I talk about this when we exercise too. Focus on your toothbrush, on your teeth. That's it. Any other, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. That's that voice. You gotta figure out how to control that shit. And I gotta wait for you. Get your ass in that cold shower. Just like when I talk about doing fitness in jail, push-ups. You put yourself in a struggle first thing in the morning. You raise that volume on that voice. Oh my God, it's gonna be cold. Oh my God, it's 6. Oh my God, sleep, snooze, blah, blah, blah. Shut your ass up. We get in the shower. You ain't in control today. I'm gonna skip the snooze. I'm gonna brush my teeth for the full minutes. I'm gonna meditate while I'm doing it. I'm gonna cold shower. That's my first 7 minutes of the day. Now, how you think my day's gonna go after doing that 7 minutes compared to waking up, snoozing, hitting the vape, scrolling on your phone, rolling over, and then going in the bathroom, barely washing your ass? Come on now, you could tell the difference in the morning routine. Then I get down and I stretch. Then I get creative and I start figuring out what I'm gonna do on my walk and talk. And then I start planning my day. And then I start cleaning my crib. Every morning I clean, do a load of laundry, so I'm up 4 a.m., I leave by 5. And or I get up at 3:30, leave by 4:30. Like it's an hour between my alarm and when I leave. And then, I go to the gym, exercise, cardio, weights. But find out what that time is before you'll sleep and after you'll sleep, where you can have a digital sunset and digital sunrise. And in between there, you implement the systems that allow you to develop the traits that allow you to capitalize on the opportunities that are in alignment with your dream life. Have you even envisioned your dream life? Do you know what those opportunities look like? Because what type of person would maintain and acquire that lifestyle? You need to develop those traits in your morning routine. I guarantee you it's discipline, delayed gratification, time management, all those things you need for that dream life. You can do small things in your routine to become that person so that when it comes, you're not now just trying to figure out how not to snooze when the opportunity's right here. You already said. So that's the foundation. Now you can do 30 minutes before your sleep or 10. You can do 20 minutes in the morning. You can do 10 push-ups as your exercise, 2 minutes of meditation. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Boom, boom, boom. Cold water on my face, not a cold shower. Boom. You can do small things, or you can do the extended version. So that's the foundation. Then once you start getting that, I guess these don't have to be in order. You can do it all in one day. You can do one step at a time. You can do backwards, whatever's comfortable for you. But these are the pillars of growth. The trigger point, evaluate your environment, mindful consumption, filter your senses. Then you have the foundation, time management, routine, sleep. Then where you develop the systems. And then you have your self-investment. Invest your time, energy, and resources into yourself, not yourself right now, not that voice that says snooze. You hitting snooze, you're investing time into the quitting mind, the old version and the present version. We got to think about what the future version is. That's why my name's Big Dream, because the big dream is all of us living the life we want to live. And the big dream is to help you live yours. So you start to look at, do I need this? Do I need this subscription? Do I need this credit card? Do I need to go every day? Do I need to have that conversation with that coworker I don't like at my job and just sit there and act like I like it? What are you investing your time, energy, and resources in? Is it in alignment with your future version? And that's the lonely part people don't want to do. A lot of people get stuck at their old habits and draw backwards because they don't want to depart from the comfort of what they've been doing, routine. And after you go through these steps, I promise you, you're going to start to develop your passion, your purpose, and your gift. I promise you. You go through these things, you start managing your time, your foundation, you start consuming mindfully, get not the BS, get the fat asses and the big titties off your feed. Okay. You can watch porn on Fridays. You ain't gotta have titties twerking while you commuting to work. Titties twerking on the way to working. What you doing? Just for a Birkin? Come on now. What you doing? Filter your feed. I was doing that. I had a post the other day. Somebody sent me some big old booty girl. I almost blocked him. I said, don't do that again. I'm at the gym. You're not about to do that because I know what the hell we men. Big ass booty. I could see a booty bouncing on my dick. I don't want to see that. right now I'm supposed to be exercising. That thought crossed my mind. And you did that because you put it into my sensory input. And so that's why you control the people around you. Control the
Mhm.
people around you, the negative talking, all that stuff. You put the limits on it. And then you create and contribute. Then now you have the systems in place. You have the passion. You've departed from the toxins. You've cleansed your negative thinking. You've cleansed your excuses. You've cleansed your victim's mentality. You've cleansed the quitting mind. Of you stop snoozing. You've controlled. You've hit the cold shower. You've started cleaning your house. You start taking care of your body. All these things. And now you start to feel vibrant. Now you move differently. Now you want to talk about different things. Now you want to eat different things. Now you're building the momentum to where you're investing in yourself and you got this whole cyclical self-improvement system going. And now you're like, I want to show people what I did. That's when you create. That's when you go into your story and you see, what did I go through that was fucked up that maybe nobody else went through specifically, but there's still an overlying truth. What sequence of events did I go through that makes me me, that now gives me a edge, expertise on providing something to others. So you take your passion, whatever you would do for free, combine it with your gift, which is what you overcame and the positive things you overcame, and then you provide it to people and monetize the value that you give through online storefront, communities, traveling, talking, painting, clothes, whatever you do. But you got to declutter the bullshit first. And that's what these challenges are for, man. So that's the process.
That's the process. You follow that, you'll get closer to your dreams, your future vision, that what you want for yourself, no doubt about it. And you bring up the word gym, because gyms, I always have my view on gyms. There's people that go there, such as yourself, that have a structured routine. What are your thoughts on, because there's a lot of controversy where you see people go there for attention. It's basically a hookup spot for a lot of people. And with people going in there strictly to film videos of themselves constantly all over the feeds. It's
Yeah.
not even like a fitness thing. It's almost like an attention thing. What are your thoughts on that? Because people get irritated about always phones everywhere in the gym.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I mean, my gym, shit, I ain't gonna say the name because they freaking are taxing, but it's $300 a lifetime. I go to Lifetime, which started in Minneapolis, and freaking $300 a month, but it has a sauna, it has towels, they clean 24/7. So it's like worth it if you go every day. $10 a day, I'll pay. I'm there for 90 minutes, it's worth it for me. But and I do content, I don't if I do it, I set up my camera and I exercise. I'm not trying to do all this extra angles, retake, let me take another angle, let me just, get the exercising because people do make content videos and it does help people if you make exercise videos, but if you're making exercise videos, not just filming content. So I don't know what people are doing out there and what they're posting it for, but I said something the other day. If you're on a machine, get off your damn phone because people are waiting to mix in. You're the only one. You might be the only one with nothing to do this morning. We're trying to get in, get up, get after it, get out. So get off your phone if you're on the machine. Like if you're texting, just get off the machine. Somebody else might hop in real quick and you can hop back on. And be mindful of who's in your background as well, especially in the locker rooms. And if you got to do it, man, I hope you're doing it for a purpose to help other people get fit because that's what we all need.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And just everything too. Does this tie in with you? Do you believe in manifestation and affirmations? Is that something that kind of ties into everything with you?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
you better believe it, man. I mean, even believing in God is a manifestation.
Yeah.
You can't even identify it. We got our five senses, but then there's also additional senses: willpower, intention, thoughts, you know, the power of choice. These are all things that are internal, the ego, subconscious mind, the Holy Spirit, all these things we identified a feeling inside that nobody can really put a tangible measurement on. But yeah, manifesting is cool. I don't talk negative. I never say I can't. It's that's super powerful, and that's something that I always catch people around me like, don't be saying I'm old. I don't never say that. What? I'm old. My knees. I can't do. Oh, I must not be. Nah, ain't none of that. If you don't think you can do it, just don't say shit. Because once you say it, man, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing like that for sure. So be mindful. Talk nice to yourself.
I agree. And that's two words I can't stand is I can't. When
Man,
people say that, it's just the most bullshit excuse I've ever. Oh, I can't. It's too much.
you ain't even tried yet
No, it's I
most of the time,
can't.
you know. Yeah. No, I
It's
can't. It's
it's
sad.
unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of people doing that now, man. You know, I mean, because they've softened our society to a point where if you need something, you just pop something, take a shot, call somebody, press a button, get some food. You ain't got to go talk to nobody. You don't have to dress up. You just can live your life from your house and be a completely different person online. And if you got a little anxiety day, you take 2 weeks off. Like what? Off? What the hell? You getting paid time off for mental health days? And I hear it on the train all the time. Oh, my anxiety. Oh, my anxiety. Listen, my mom has. I mean, I've seen some of the worst anxiety attacks. She was bulimic, depression. She had depression. She's 10 months sober. She was an alcoholic, took anxiety meds, sleeping meds. Like she was suicidal. So a lot of this comes from my passion for her, Mama D. Shout out Mama D for not giving up on me. But I've seen all this shit firsthand my whole life of what this shit can do, the drugs and the relationships and the mixing of the shit and the victim's mentality, and she's older where she's been through a lot of shit as well. We're talking about young kids who's still in high school talking about they got so much problems they can't fucking get out of bed. Talking about they got so much shit going on, they're too depressed to do work. And people calling off of work for these mental health days. We all get emotions. Emotions are like the clouds. They come and go. And the clouds provide shade in the rain. So have fun and have faith. And if you ask for flowers, you better learn how to dance in the rain. Because nothing grows in comfort. The seeds grow in dark, wet, dirty, alone, until the roots become shoots. So we are nothing but a seed from the stars, for sure.
That's true. And you mentioned the thing about schools. There's a lot of people, kids that aren't even going to school. They can't handle it and things like that. I think maybe I get with the whole social media thing now. Everything's mobile and virtual. The pandemic really that
Mm-hmm.
changed a lot with schools. Everyone wanting to be at home and things like that. People working from home. So and I feel as though we're all kind of suffering effects from that, being cooped up still in the house from that
Yeah.
whole pandemic time quarantine. I don't think
Yeah, man. Shit, we blew up. I drove to all the liquor stores. I was slanging all kind of liquor. Because everybody, liquor stores is up 300%.
yeah.
So they had extra money, and I was just driving to every liquor store within 100 miles of Minneapolis, just selling Revel the whole time. So we did well, obviously, and they were looking for black owned, family owned. I'm like, okay, hold on with all that shit. All right, that stuff. We ain't looking for that title. We're looking for best agave spirit on the planet,
Mhm.
made by a Jamaican family from Minnesota. You can say that, but doing black owned. Freaking, just show my uncle with the dreads. Damn, we ain't gotta say black owned. Shit, we could tell he's Jamaican. But yeah, no, that was now the sale. I mean, the consumption of alcohol has gone down like $20 million in that generation to 3 million. It was like 21 above 20 for the last three generations, and now it's down to three.
That's
I was like,
wild.
yeah. So people, it's tough out here for people selling liquor, creating liquor to find consumers. It's not hard to make it. I mean, it's always difficult to make it, but it's not no harder to make it. It's probably easier with technology to make it, but you can't find people to drink that no more. Not like that.
Mm. And you know what's crazy? Because social media promotes it that everyone's out there doing pills. You see what's going on with the relationships, that it's complete hookup culture now. But when you look at the statistics, it says that probably my generation that no one's hooking up. The percentages are low. Like not everyone's having sex. But what you see on social media, it looks like everyone's getting their freak on.
Yeah, look like it, man. Hey, y'all better. hey, hey, y'all just stop watching so much porn. That's the thing. I had somebody on my podcast, the Choose Your Soul show. God dang, Evie. She's a juicer, and she has these young kids asking what juices to take for erectile dysfunction. They're teenagers. There's too many video games and too much porn and too much swiping, too much quick access to shit. So, that's why I do these challenges. But I don't know. I don't know what they do. I know STD rates is high too. I'm real selective, man. I'm about the mind. So
Yeah,
for
I'm the
me,
same way.
I'm not no first date hookup guy. Like I might go out with my boys, chop it up with you, and then yeah, you can follow me. We'll follow each other. And if you like my content, we could talk again. But if you're offended by my content, well, then I got a buffer. Those are my boundaries because that's really me. I really give a fuck. You gonna wake up every morning like, God, he wakes up at 4 a.m. every day, just telling me to choose myself. I don't like that. I'm like, good. I'm glad we didn't go on a date. Because I would have told you at the date for sure. But I ain't fucking on the first night. No,
No,
sir. Because you might rob me.
it's not safe. I don't know why everyone's thinking it's safe. You're seeing it with these some of these women, Bonnie Blue, Lily Phillips. They're setting a bad example out here for modern women, and other people are falling into it, sleeping with 1,000 guys a day, 100 guys a day. It's crazy, and they're raw dogging it. It's just
Oh God.
yeah.
Damn. Damn. Yeah, that's some shit,
It's
boy.
craziness what's going on.
Oh no, that's man, that's fucked up.
The
That's
average woman now, and I'm gonna say it, is a thought. That's what it seems like. That's what you're
damn,
seeing it.
shorties. Yeah, see, and that's another thing about being able relationships. Like the best relationship is the one with you. Now, if you don't have standards for your routine, for your consumption, for your budget, then you're not going to care what's going on in that girl's life or her mind. You just want to fuck her because she's fine. But if you have standards for who you allow in your space, your personal space, your home space, your business, who you are investing into, we talk about self investment. Is that an investment into yourself? Not, I'm not talking about the pussy. I'm talking about, is that an investment into your future version?
Mm,
Going spending money on women and tricking off, but if once you start to go through these processes, then it's less about the instant, it's more about the future, and you start to identify that more when you go through it, man. And I had my fair share. I used to, bro. I was an athlete, boy, jacked. What are you saying? I used to shoot going up, man. But after COVID, well, COVID really shut it down because I wasn't even trying to kiss nobody after that. During that, I was like, I was fucking with a bass coach. Shit, I don't give a damn. But I was, I'm still not big on kissing. But the mouth is the first part of your gut too, y'all. So if your mouth smell like your butt, you probably got parasites in your gut. Y'all need to do a parasite cleanse, and I
yeah.
got one of those for you too. But yeah, no, it's definitely dangerous out there, man. Wrap it up, man. Stay positive, test negative.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you on that. You got to get with someone. You got to be selective. Get with someone who matches your future and enough of the games, and it'll be better for you mentally as well. I think it's you go down a rabbit dark hole once you start doing the whole hookup thing. Find
Yeah.
someone, stay down, loyal. That's how it should be.
And
But
let them first dates, man, get into deep conversation.
mhm.
Save yourself some time because you might be turned off, and save yourself from a whole world of headache. Just talk, oh, what do you do? How's your day? Like, what do you believe in? What do you want to be in 5 years? What's your spiritual connection? What's your political perspective? What would you,
Mm.
if you had kids, how would you discipline them? What would you allow from them in the gender decision? These type of decisions. Would you want them private or public? What religion do you like? Like, get to that shit right away, because that's the shit that is going to end up breaking y'all up in the future. So you might as
Mhm.
well figure it out now.
Yeah, get it over with. Just
Yeah,
get
man.
it out of the way right now, so you don't have to keep wasting your life away, which is a lot of
Hmm.
people are doing, unfortunately. What are your thoughts too when we think about Instagram with devices? Because you're right, you gotta put the screens down. But I'm sure it's affected you at some point because we need to get more content like you into these feeds, and you got a large following already. But when I talk about the explore page, that reads your mind. That's like
Man.
a place that just traps you into hell. Let's admit it.
Hell yeah, that should be trapping me. I can't even lie. I was thinking about getting a shower head in the shower. I came out and a shower head was on my feet. I was like, how the
Oh.
fuck? I'm butt naked. I ain't have my watch on or nothing. How did you hear me think that? I ain't never thought about that till I moved here, and I bought that motherfucker too. It was the exact one I wanted. I was like, that one has little rock pebbles in it and shit. Yep, I want that one. But that suggestion page, man. You just got to do your best not to click on it. I mean, and I've been blocking and unfollowing people like crazy. I think that's the best way is if you block, they should have a see less button instead of follow. Like, see less of this, because they will, if it's intertwined in any way, you know, they'll freaking flood your page, man. And definitely filter your feed. Like, go through your who you follow right now. Go through them and really see if they are contributing to the mindset that you want, because it's going to penetrate your mind, man.
It is. Yeah, you got to get rid of that content and don't even click on it. That's the main thing. Don't click on it because it can read your mind. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
And the reels that come through there, it's like, do you know, are you in my daily life right now? Like with these people, it's unbelievable. It's
Man, I got my guy. He does YouTube full time. He goes all these haunted places, and they watch your eyes, how long you look at certain parts of the screen, and your eyes will change certain structure when you get excited, when certain neural pathways light up and shit. So it reads your eyes, and if it like your pupils get lighter or certain structure in your iris changes, then that means that you were aroused temporarily. And so it tracks what part of the screen you were looking at when your eye did that. And if it was like, the backdrop of a girl on the beach, then it'll send you more of the backdrop because you saw the sunset type shit. I'm like, so if your eyes perk up at titties, be prepared. They coming in hot.
oh no, this thing's dangerous. I'm telling
That shit
you.
crazy. That shit
It's
crazy,
it's
man.
the new crack. I'm telling these
Yeah,
phones are the new crack. It really
for
is.
real.
It's
For real.
worse. It causes accidents. It's just, people are changing their whole lives from it. And we didn't even get into the portion of people getting themselves in credit card debt to go with this lifestyle that they're not even living. They're getting all this
Mm,
lifestyle, but Gucci, Versace, all this crazy stuff that their bank accounts don't match to afford that. And they're
right.
blowing bags to take pictures. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, man. Just and you got a nice fit. I can see it with the big logos, but you eating Domino's and fried potatoes. Nice fit, cheap body. I see it with the nice shoes with the gold on top and the marble on the kitchen, but your kitchen full of frozen pizzas and fried chicken. Nice kitchen, cheap body. I see you got the expensive car with the occasional caviar, but first you got to drive through Starbucks and get an extra large. Nice whip, cheap body. That's it. A lot of people got cheap bodies, man. And see, I just wear my choose yourself gear and basic. Basic. I wear a tee. I might wear like a Lulu button up because it fits my athletic build, but doesn't have the logo on it. And I try to keep it around $100. And black people are the top consumers of big brands, and we the brokest ones.
Mm.
So I never been a name brand guy. I'd rather wear a message. But yeah, it's you'll see in my videos, man, ain't no brands. And I make sure of that.
No, I like that. I respect that. And I think that's important. We need that to change and to people to be authentic. Now, where can people buy your merch right now? Can they go and purchase this?
Yeah, Big Dream Hakeem on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I got everything on there. Got the retreat information, October 17th. Got the CYC, Choose Yourself community. We meet every Tuesday, 10 a.m. for accountability and motivation, free 1 week trial. You got the merch that's going to go right back into the Choose Yourself movement, traveling, booking, and creating more resources. And then the book is also on there, Choose Yourself to Be Chosen. And I also got a gut repair solution, man. So if you're ready, whenever you're ready to invest into yourself, get your consumption down, get your foundation down. If you need help with the foundation, tap in. I can help you, manage your time. We can create something to follow, some structure to follow. And then, we got this gut repair solution that will repair the fissures and tears in your gut. Now, toxins at an all-time high. The soil, the water, the air, your body, your breast milk, your nut is at all-time high. Okay. In everything. So we have to find a way to create a buffer between toxins and chronic illness. Now, if you just imagine like 50 years ago, 90% of the food in the grocery store wasn't here. 50 years
Mm.
ago, 50 50% of the diseases weren't here. So when people were eating locally, eating strawberries when they were in season, instead of getting strawberries year round and frozen, all kind of shit, colored, sprayed, shot up with some, now we have these toxins that are literally flooding our system and feeding our parasites and toxic cells. So we have a product that will help out and then replenish the cells with your 7 salad power shake with super aminos, protein building blocks, and the apothecary that'll help you sleep. It's a sleep aid, but it's all natural tart cherry. So it's a way to really flood your body with nutrients, get back up to that 90% functionality, so that if your threshold of snapping into anxiety, when your skin breaks out, when your joints hurt, if it's at 60, well, we're living at 65. That's why every time you eat, you get bloated because then you hit the threshold. Every time you eat, you get a headache. Every time you eat, you get tired because you're at the threshold. We're living right here. And that's why sickness is at all time high because our gut health is so low, we can't even process the life that's out here and it's everywhere. So you got to invest into yourself and get that buffer. But that's there too, man.
It is. And now, what else are you looking to go? What's this event that you're doing for the book release? Are you looking to do like a tour? How much further? An audio book? What's? I feel like you're really
Yeah.
going to take this thing far.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Audio book for sure. I'm gonna read it myself and do that. Probably do like a interview format after each chapter. I got that idea from David Goggins' book. He kind of did that format, but audio book and then book launch. We're gonna do Minnesota, back home, Minneapolis, May 10th, and then I think June we'll do New York. We're also gonna do Paris and LA. But the end goal is to travel around the world representing the 80-20 balance, the Choose Yourself movement, and the systems and foundation. So I'll be able to go around, speak to high schools, rehab centers, recovery centers, institutions, talking about incarcerations, talking about anywhere that needs this message. Also be a part of big panels and big events, but at the same time, going to find distributors to distribute my liquor company. So every city is going to be 80% healthy, 20% fun, 100% happy. Life can't be redone, but you got to have the systems in place to replenish and recover. And yeah, it's you versus you, but you still got to take care of each other every time. And recovery starts with preventative action. So don't be trying to follow my damn lead, party on the weekends if you ain't sleep or eat right all week. It just because you had your gut health gonna snap and you're gonna be hungover and all complaining on Monday. So put the systems in place, break free, and then find your balance. So yeah, that's gonna be it, man. Talk about the choose yourself movement and the balance around a city near you, and have a little meet and greet, and drink some revel in the moment.
I like that. Keeping it all in house with the brand. That's how you're really going to expand out here. And I got to get into this too, because the Cowboys, you had this opportunity to potentially
Yeah,
even join the team, working out for them. Who was there? Who was there of importance? Was there any big
there,
players? Who was on the team then? Was this like the Romo years?
there was a yeah. The scout came to my college.
Okay.
Yeah, worked me out, just me and him, and it was supposed to go well, man. I had certain times I had to hit, but I was not in the same mindset I was when they was at my high school, or when the D1 schools was at my high school. I was in a whole different mindset. I was sober, I was dedicated, I was pissed about my brother, and so I was football. I stayed sober, just freaking all football. And then by the time I had them 5 knee surgeries, got my mindset down to D3 competition for 4 years. That's that's far from the league, and I was skipping practices. I was Booby Miles in that motherfucker because I was the best one. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show up Thursday, Friday. I'm gonna party on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Go to class in the fall so I could play. Skip in the spring. Started my own promotional company and doing all that. So I wasn't even focused. And then when my coach was like, "Yo, the Dallas Cowboys about to come," I said, "What? When?" They're like, "6 weeks." So I had 6 weeks to lock in, and I didn't have it, man. I didn't lock in. So I went and tried to play arena football in Iowa. I went out there freaking on probation. So I had to have a 7-day travel permit, went out there, made the team, but then I had to go back to check in to drop a UA. And then she had to file a transfer to Iowa which took 40 days, which I missed 2 games. And the first time they're like, you can't miss games. I was like, well, then I'm screwed. I can't play football. And then I broke my ankle as well. So that was those 2 things I found out when that football armor, the sports armor was gone. I had to deal with that. So that was when I went into the dark place, man.
But now you're out of it. That's what's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now embrace the light, man. You got to go through that dark stuff.
you
Got to
do.
go through it.
How about with music? Are you a hip hop guy who's because I know a lot of times with people, especially on the journeys you are, people are careful about the things they consume from
Hmm.
obviously we talked about the screens and social media. That's a nightmare. But when we talk about music and movies, what's kind of the line you fall under? What do you consume on those ends?
Yeah, man. Middle age, my age. You talking J. Cole,
Okay.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah, J. Cole, Eminem. People can I like Kendrick. I like Drake too. Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. People that say shit that
Lyrical
make you
guys with a
think.
message.
Yeah, exactly. And they got some bangers. They got some house music, but their true message. It really says something about what they feel. And I was talking to a DJ, Ray Mills. He's the Vikings DJ, but he's been DJing with my events since I really started. He's my boy, and I was like, "Yo, you gonna put some new stuff out?" He's like, "This new music sucks." He's like, "I've been listening for hours trying to find new music because he started DJing at a college bar. He's like, I don't like any of this shit. I'm going through the top 100 and then it's all trash. I was like, damn, for real. So I guess that's coming from a professional too, man. And me and him got similar taste in music. That's why I always pick him as a DJ. So yeah, they coming out with some really whack ass songs, man. Like
It's terrible. And when you look at the top charts, you're just like, how do these get up? It's like, are you looking for trash? It's
I try to go into Apple Music's top shit and I listen to a couple songs. I'm like, not even. I listen to like the first minute of a couple songs. I'm like, nope, I'm going back. Going back to my library.
Yeah, going back to because I'm the same. I still go back to like Biggie, Tupac, 50 Cent. It's just the
Hmm.
music today. It doesn't even stand like how the older artists used to do it.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah,
doesn't
man.
stand the test of time.
Yeah, man. They too high, I think. I don't know. I mean, the artists we name, they be high, but they be high on weed. I think these kids be off them pills, man.
Oh,
You know.
big time. You know that.
Yeah. So they can't even get them words out. I was off them pills a little bit when I was in my dark place, man. And I was zombie mode too for a couple years, or about a year straight.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you
Yeah.
see, all you gotta do is watch the videos. They're all like a drug dream. That's all you
No,
gotta
for
do.
real.
Watch the music videos. You're like,
Yeah, for
what the
real.
hell is this? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
that's crazy, man.
it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
wild.
find a way, man. Break free, y'all. I mean, I'm not saying don't have fun. Like go to festivals, do your thing, like go on vacation. Like I was in Vegas for 4 days. I was out every night.
Mm,
Went to a show, had some drinks over here. Usually I drink straight Blanco or vodka on the rocks, which is like the least amount of sugar. And then I drink with a side of water. Still get lit, but I'm not drinking beer and mixed drinks. And well, I like beer too, maybe one or two, but like, not 12 beers, like Pilsner and wheat is like the most sprayed crop out there. So like when you drink, just put some on the rocks with some water and some soda. Like if you just
mm.
drink straight poison, get right to it, man.
Absolutely. How do you feel about karma? Are you a believer in karma at all?
Hell yeah, man. Balance of the universe. That's what it's supposed to be. I mean, you attracting. That's the same shit. You set the standard for what you allow in your life by setting the standard for what you allow from yourself. So what you do for yourself when you buy yourself, how you treat yourself, is going to be the type of people you attract, except they might be treating other people like that. So if you're neglectful, deceitful, you don't follow through, you talk shitty to yourself, that's your belief. Now, you might be able to put up a facade when you're out there, but your energy says otherwise. The universe saw what you did at your crib. It saw you talk shit about yourself. It saw you neglect your goals. It saw you hit the snooze. It saw you steal. It saw you lie. It saw you rob. It saw all that stuff. So now you're going to go out here and there's got to be a balance now. So whatever in the dark, it comes to light. Might be in the form of somebody else who's also in the dark, but they might be the one putting it on you. But it's coming back full circle, man. If it doesn't come back in the exact, it's probably gonna come back worse.
Mhm. I agree. And
Do you?
sometimes you got to learn the hard
Yeah,
way.
yeah, man. Yeah, I never was really like one to inflict harm on people. Like I fought a lot when I did security, but I wasn't like a stealer, freaking bully. I was just a partier, man. Like I
Mhm.
would just stay up for days, boy. Like just life of the party, inviting everybody, and supplying the party. Like that was more my dark place. I just didn't want to be alone or be sober.
Yeah.
Shit, you know.
Yeah. With because you were doing promotion, what was this like DJ work and things like that? The promoters at like clubs and venues and things like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just knew a lot of people from sports and partying, and so I just started a company, Team Blackout, where it started as TBO. It was house parties during college. So I was the 21-year-old football player as a sophomore because I sat out for 2 years. So I was the dude that was old enough, but I was still a sophomore on the team. So I hung out with younger people. So it started with house parties because I was the older one, and we get house party buses. I had a party bus plug. I'd get it for $400. I charged 50 a head. So we had a party bus every weekend, make a little cash. And I was bartending as well. So I was in the bartending scene, bartending at the nightclub. So I was in it a lot. And so, getting talking to owners, I'm like, oh, can I come do a event promo night here, or oh, my boys DJing here? Can I get some of the bar tab, or can I get 50 people in and get, you know, $1,500 and just here and there, run out the club here and there. I always do a dope ass birthday party for myself. Those were always lit. So yeah, just party promoter, bartending.
Mm. well-rounded, man. You've really been through it. The sports world, you got your toes in everywhere, all aspects.
Yeah, that's great. Now I'm still doing both.
Yeah,
I'm still in fitness and choosing myself and supporting the liquor industry.
yeah.
So I think I was prime for that, man. My dad's in the sober community for 14 years. Shout out Big Greg.
Oh, it's big.
He wasn't around when he was lost. And then when he found himself, I was lost. And
Mhm.
then when I found myself, we found each other. Now he's like my best friend. So, I really see a lot of myself in him. He helps me really stay grounded in my spirituality, authenticity, and not getting caught up in all that extra stuff that comes with the growth and the awareness and um, support. So shout out to him. But he's in a sober community, and my uncle, he chose my uncle, who's the CEO and founder of Revel, as my godfather, who was around when my dad wasn't. And we say, if you want to relapse, call my uncle. You want to recover, call my dad. But we keep it in the family, and I'm a blend of both.
You are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. We can grow, and then cheers to the celebration. That's how I do.
And we're cheering right now. We're cheering for this new book, Choose Yourself. I want
Yeah.
everyone to go out there, download this. Most importantly, purchase this for the hard copy because you got to turn on that lamp, like you said, read the
Hey,
book, get away from the screens, go old fashioned for once. That's the main
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Get the book. It has reflection questions and exercises and strategies, methods, and tools in every chapter. Mine is just an example, my story, but it's really to help you write yours. So,
Mhm.
so people have discovered some deep shit within themselves from reading this book.
Yeah, it's helping a lot of people. I commend you for it. I know we live in the digital space to where everyone's attention span is a gnat. I want them to consume this, but do you have other ideas for other books too? Is that something that
Yeah.
could be like a whole series, maybe?
Yep. It's gonna be a series. So
Oh,
every
okay.
every chapter has a theme. So each theme is gonna have another book, maybe 50 pages.
Wow.
So there's 11 chapters. So each chapter will have an additional 50 pages that'll go deeper on that topic and more detail on my life, but mostly on the ego point of view during that type of crisis. So we talk about grief, and we're going to talk about how society was taught to deal with grief and how it changed over time, and then how what grief actually is rooted in, space, time, and attachment, and then how our self-investment helps us process grief. So it's more depth on the topic than my life, the topic that is described in each chapter. But I'll still throw in some things from my life that I haven't put in this book as well, because that's how I'm able to walk in my truth. Is keep
Mhm.
releasing parts of my story, but have that, and I'm gonna take. I don't know if y'all see my content, but I got a bunch of quotes and bars, man. So I'm gonna have a journal, 365-day reflection book, where it's gonna have something that I say, and then it'll have a reflection on that topic. So you can just wake up, boom, read that. Oh, interesting, and then it'll have a prompt question. So that's coming out too. 365 days of choosing yourself.
And you got to do it stay committed all each day. You got to,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
I
you can
mean, I got
still
the idea.
yeah, you can still see it. You can still see it, everything, on the feed, especially you got everything listed. So people got to go check out your Instagram too.
Yeah, I got from 30, 365 day daily stoic is a book where they have a stoic quote every day. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. There's also daily news by Robert Greene. Where see that? That's the that's that alarm. That's that digital sunset. That should say
Yeah.
ding ding ding.
uh, but
No, it's
man,
all
I
good.
want to thank you for coming on the show. Yeah, I had a great time speaking with you. Congratulations on the new book, Choose Yourself. Make sure you go purchase it. Thank you to Serena. Thank you to Shalady, everyone out there that helped set this up. I had a great time speaking with you. Is there any other things you want the audience know? Anything else?
Yeah, no, man. I mean, I'm gonna leave y'all with a little something. If you make a deal with the devil, okay, understand the devil is inside and God is inside. So if you make a deal with the devil won't show up as the devil because you won't make the deal. It might show up as sugar liquor nicotine, porn, weed pills. It might show up as the urge to cheat on yourself or your spouse or a daily cheat meal. It might show up as a snooze button. Boop. Now watch your dreams get killed. It might show up as the late night out with your friends that overlaps into your morning routine. It might show up as the limiting belief that you are not yourself until you have caffeine. It might show up as self sabotage or self destruction because whenever God gives you something good, you corrupt it and abruptly interrupt it, seeking a victim's mentality by disrupting your production. But those weren't the instructions you constructed. What you doing? It might show up as hesitations and restrictions, temptations and contradictions that keep the friction between our addiction and our mission. I could see your faith missing. Now, you ain't got to lift weights, but you got to be cool with the way your body disintegrates, fickle and frail, all the way to the grave. Because how you going to be overweight and religious? Don't your book say the body is the temple? Or are you being malicious or nutritious? Or is the text fictitious? Come on now. Show me what you eat. I'll show you who you are because you are what you eat. Don't be fake, fast, or cheap. Don't nobody want that. It starts with our consumption on 5 levels. And it's not just what you eat, what you drink, what you smoke. It's what you're watching, what you're listening to, who you follow when you scroll, who you poke, who you stroke. It's how your crib smell. Do it smell like anchovies and artichokes? Our first line of defense is to filter all senses because it would be senseless to leave them defenseless when the overall consensus is to convince us that there's consequences to being authentic. What you're doing, you better choose yourself and let's get it.
5 mics. 5 mics.
For
I'm bringing
sure,
the
for sure.
source back. Five
Bring the
mics.
bring the source, man. Now I am about to drop an album too. I don't know if it's gonna be rap or if I'm gonna just do motivational with some music in the back. That's another resource I'm gonna drop out there too, man. So I'm gonna just keep creating. But
Yeah,
you in New
keep
York,
create.
right?
Yeah, yep. You got the
In the
Knicks cap
city? We
on,
got to link.
Queens.
Yeah, that's Queens. Yeah, we got to link up, man. Shit,
Yeah.
we gotta step out. Me, I think my co-host is stepping out on my podcast. She'll be visiting this weekend, but next Friday we doing you drink?
No, I actually don't. I've never
Nice.
drank in my
Good for
life.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
that's
I'm
tight.
a straight edge guy when it comes to that stuff, which is crazy because people are like, oh, you're hip hop and just the environment I grew up in. Yeah, I've never drank.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
tight. Well, shit, we're going to a show next Friday. Got a ticket for you. So if you're trying to go, it's
Okay.
at the cutting room. It's on 32nd. It's at I think 7 p.m. I got a couple homies going and a couple other associates, a couple shorties. So we're bringing a group. We're supposed to bring 20 people. We're sponsoring. Revel is sponsoring an artist that um, my uncle used to work with. So when it brings people in there, support. So if you want to come kick it, just check your schedule. Send me an email, text. Welcome to come, man.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate that. I'll pop out. I'll pop out
Yeah,
support,
yeah,
especially to that when especially when you're getting the book tour ready too. I'll pop out for that as well.
yeah. Hell yeah, June. I'm hoping
Yeah, that's
June,
that's
but
gonna be big.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be lit, man. I'm excited.
It is. Yeah, and I'll say this: Go Lakers. Even though I'm a Knicks fan, I have no hatred towards them. So I hope the Lakers pull it out. The Knicks, I think the grave is coming for them. I think the Pistons are gonna handle them, and it's over. But I
Yeah,
have faith in the Lakers. So
yeah. I'm a Minnesota fan. I mean, from Minnesota and I'm a Lakers fan. They're playing each other, and I posted a
yeah.
jersey today, and everybody's like, "You're a fucking traitor. You think because you moved to New York?" I'm like, I was wearing a Laker jersey back home. Y'all don't remember? I've been wearing Laker jerseys since I was freaking eighth grade. Yeah, y'all just in your feelings. But no, I like the Timberwolves too, man. And Edwards is a damn dog, dude. He's one of my favorite players.
He is. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, they're saying once LeBron's retired, he's the next guy. That's a
Yeah,
poll
for
I've been
sure.
taking. A lot of people have been naming him. He's the next face.
No, I believe that for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. It's exciting to watch him play. But go Lakers, go Timberwolves as well, and we'll link up soon. I'm looking forward to it. I'll pop out to these events for you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. Gratitude and love. And then if you want to come on our podcast, obviously return the favor, talk about your story and what you do, and we just get our message out there. That's the whole goal. So
Absolutely, man. Yeah, let me know. Absolutely, I'm down for that. I appreciate that, and this will be promoted throughout social media, and it's gonna be good. It's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
touch
yeah.
a lot of
Let's
people.
tag me. Let's collaborate on the clips and whatnot, and spread the love, y'all. Spread the
Spread the
love. It
love.
starts with the love inside though. You can't spread no love if you ain't got no love.
Yeah, you got that right. And before we close out, make sure you give them the X following, the Instagram, all the follow, so they could follow the tag there.
Yeah, yeah. Big Dream Hakeem. The podcast is Choose Your Soul Show, and the YouTube is Choose Yourself channel. The community is Choose Yourself Community. There's no page for that, but you can join the Choose Yourself community and meet with me every Tuesday, 10 a.m. to GYM, and that's Grow Your Mind.
That's what you got to do. Gym, right there.
That's it.
All right, Hakeem
For
McFarlane, I
sure.
appreciate you, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll be in touch.
My guy, Mad Max. Salute, my
You
brother.
already know, man.
Gratitude.
Salute.
Yes,
Peace out,
sir.
man.
Holla.